What's up everybody, my name's Big Cam and welcome back to another movie review, and today we are talking about 2003's Freaky Friday. And the only reason I'm not doing both at the same time is because I genuinely think both of these movies deserve their own shine. Now I haven't seen Freakier Friday, that probably could have been joined in with this one, but I watched Freaky Friday last night, I'll watch Freakier Friday tonight, and then Friday, tomorrow, I'm recording this on Thursday when you're seeing me record this, but this will probably come out sometime next week. So also coming out this week should be a Wicked for Good movie review and a Caught Stealing, Darren Aronofsky's latest film with Austin Butler and Zoe Kravitz. Those movie reviews should be up on the channel this week as well. But Freaky Friday from 2003, directed by Mark Waters. I don't think I've seen too much else of his work. Maybe Ghost of Girlfriends Past. I definitely like that movie, 2009, kind of like a Christmas movie. Matthew McConaughey, Jennifer Gardner. He's still working though. He did Mother of the Bride in 2024, Bad Santa 2, 2016, The Spider Witch Chronicles 2008, Mean Girls 2004. So he did Freakier Friday and then Mean Girls back to back in 2003, 2004 with Lindsay Lohan. So he must have been vibing. Just Like Heaven in 2005. He's All That in 2021. Mr. Popper's Penguins in 2011 with Jim Carrey. Yeah, so he's done some interesting stuff, like Mean Girls for sure, I'm sure people really love, but Freaky Friday, really, just, I can't get over how good this cast is. I mean, Harold Gould, the grandfather, he passed away back in 2010, so he's probably not going to be in Freakier Friday, but, you know, Chad Michael Murray, he's probably going to be back. Mark Harmon, who I know as, I think, what, Gibbs on NCIS for many years. Yep, Jethro Gibbs. But he's also like the husband-to-be to Tess, friggin' Jamie Lee Curtis's character in this movie. You know, so like, Jamie Lee Curtis, Lindsay Lohan absolutely crush it. But then there's like, you know, Christina Vidal Mitchell, who's just like one of the band members along with Haley Hudson. And they're just like so gorgeous. But like Haley Hudson had this like goth emo vibe to her. The other girl's like this light-skinned, beautiful girl, but also super talented, rocks, and like the lead singer. And then there's Lindsay Lohan, who's like this white redhead, but also rocks. And like the whole movie is about, you know, loving her personality and her brain rather than her looks. And you know, that's, if you guys know me at all, that's very much so my vibe. I don't give a fuck what your looks, you know, of course I love beautiful things, but I don't really give a damn what you look like. Are you a nice person? Does your brain actually have the ability to hold a conversation? You know, like, if not, I'm gonna die alone. I'm pretty okay with that. I'm very good at being alone. I have movies to watch. I'm gonna keep busy, you know. It is what it is. But you know, like, just some of the women in this movie, just really, like, looking back at it, like, I saw this movie probably 2004, and I really related to it because, sure, it's like the mom and the oldest daughter arguing and fighting, but I had a mom and an older sister, and sure, me and my older sister used to fight, and like Harry, the younger brother, Ryan Melgarney, I don't know, he's back for Freakier Friday as well. I'm curious to see what he looks like all grown up, because he's like a young kid in this movie. But you know, the brother, you know, is just kind of there throughout the movie, and he's got a really cool mom, but like the daughter doesn't think she's cool, and like they're fighting, and of course, like, you know, my sister going through puberty nightmare, so witnessing all that, like those two fighting like cats in the living room, and I'm just like upstairs like, Jesus Christ, sounds like a friggin' cat orphanage downstairs, and they're just letting them go at it. Like, crazy bitches. But like, you know, that's like, when you're watching this movie last night, I was seeing my mother and sister so much, and like Jamie Lee Curtis being like this super cool mom, and like I had a super cool mom growing up, and like still to this day, although now she's getting old, she's an old broad, but you know, like I always loved Lindsay Lohan so much, and Lindsay Lohan was huge in our house, whether, you know, it was Freakier Friday, Mean Girls, Parent Trap was one of our favorites. So I'm really glad to see that Lindsay Lohan's like back. You know, she's not still crazy like Britney Spears. You know, she's kind of back acting, even though it's only been like Freakier Friday and like maybe some other like Hallmark Christmas bullshit. But like, you know, she's back. She's still beautiful. I give her a lot of credit. She didn't do the crack and crack for good. You know what I mean? Like, if you've seen Britney Spears lately, she's a tough shape. But, you know, Jamie Lee Curtis is still out there doing her damnedest, and she was in, you know, Knives Out a few years back. She was in, you know, Everything Everywhere All at Once and won an Oscar for that performance. As much as we love Jamie Lee Curtis, Angela Bassett should have won that Oscar, but, you know, shout out Jamie Lee anyways, crushed it in Everything Everywhere All at Once and crushed it in this movie. You know, and like how much so that they really got each other's vibe. You really get that, like, Lindsay Lohan is playing this uptight mom, and then you really get that Jamie Lee Curtis is playing this, like, you know, teenage girl that's like, mom, you know, like, you know, like, you would think that it would be hard to do, and it probably was hard to do, but they make it look so effortless that, like, yeah, of course, why not? Why wouldn't there be a Freakier Friday sequel? It probably should have came in 2006 instead of 22 years later. I think it came out in 2025, so like over 2 decades later they're back to do this again, and like just that aspect of it, I gotta see what happens, you know, like, so I'm sure it won't be as good and as magical as this first movie, but like, you know, they're singing, they're at the House of Blues and they're rocking out. Jamie Lee Curtis gets on the guitar and rips it, and like, oh god, it's I don't know what it is about these early 2000s movies, and like 2 of them came to mind, whether it's like this movie or like School of Rock. You know, like, they're both movies in the early 2000s that, like, they're trying to hit you with really good writing and hit you in the feels, but then at the same time they're like embedding this rock into you, like, yeah, we're gonna rock out, we're gonna love powerful women, we're gonna do our thing, rockin', yeah, you know, like, fuck yeah. I don't know, man, I don't know, but like, so going back and watching this movie from 2003, I would have been 4 years old when I saw this. And, you know, it just really goes to show how much a movie can embed into your DNA and, like, make you who you are, you know? And if you see it young enough and it hits you at the right time when you're growing and building, you know, it can implant some things into you. Whether it's loving rock music or loving badass women. That's kind of what these early 2000s movies did for me. Like 2004's Catwoman, like, awful movie. Halle Berry, don't get me started. Made me fall in love with black women the moment I saw her in that Catwoman suit. I was like, oh, I'm in. I'm in. You know, like, and I understand not every black woman looks like Halle Berry, but damn, did she make me go, oh, black women are fucking gorgeous. And that has remained to be true in my experience. But, you know, I love beauty in all shades. You know, you don't have to just be black to be my taste. But certainly do love it. Let me tell you what. But overall, for me, I don't know if this movie deserves this high score. But for me, it's a 4 out of 5 stars. It's about an 8 out of 10. If I had to give it a true 10 score, it's probably a 7.9, 8.1, 8.0 on the dot. You know, so it barely is a 4 out of 5 stars. But it certainly is a 4 out of 5 stars for me. Just because, like, of how impactful it was on my childhood. Plus, it's like a 90-minute movie. It's got a sick runtime, sick cast. I mean, Chad Michael Murray, One Tree Hill. If I got any people out there, like, let's go. Like, I loved that show growing up. Never really watched it, but like my mother and sister would be watching it, and then I'd walk in, see some basketball, or just hear that unbelievable intro song. I don't want to be anything other than what I've been trying to be lately. All I got to do is think of you and be so mad. Oh, Gavin DeGraw, right? Oh, man. Oh, early 2000s, y'all. I'm having a moment in this video, so I don't even know how much we talked about Freaky Friday in this video, but getting to know more about your boy Big Cam, shout out, y'all. I'd love to hear your score down in the comment section below for this movie. 4 out of 5 stars from me. I'd love to hear your score though, but if you'd like to send me a message about early 2000s movies or, you know, other movies in general, I'd love to chat with y'all. Link for those down in the description below. Once again, thank you guys so much for stopping on by, and if you've made it this far in the video and you would like to support the channel, the best way to do that is liking this video, dropping a comment down in the comment section below, subscribing if you haven't already, and make sure you hit that bell so you don't miss the next movie review and you get the notification when that comes out. Once again, my name's Big Cam. Thank you guys so much for making it this far into the video, and I'll see you beautiful people in the next one. Peace!